Maybe he punch harder than what's the other guy? The black guy, Wilder. He doesn't punch faster than Wilder. If he doesn't punch faster than Wilder, he's not gonna touch this guy. And that's what I see. He punches hard, but he doesn't punch fast. If Tyson Fury can get away from Wilder's fast punches, Joshua might be in trouble.
Breaking news. Tyson Fury is back in the ring. Apparently July 24th versus Tyson Fury with hair. That's who he's fighting. It's that meme that's going around Twitter right now. Your next opponent on level 12 is... That's who he's fighting. No, it's this guy named Marius Wach. Let me tell you something. Ain't nobody watching this, okay? Whether it's Marius, Tyson, Bison, nothing. We ain't Marius watching a damn thing. I'll tell you that. This fight is
You don't like when a fighter does this, you just said? What is your take?
No, it's just, look. I can see everybody's point here. You know, he's in the gravy years, he established himself, his legacy is already cemented, and he doesn't want to go out with a loss. I think the Rico Verhoeven fight, I think that was an eye-opener for him, to be honest with you, because it was like he struggled with him, right? But then he was able to pull it off at the end. But relinquishing the titles for me is like, you know, you see the white smoke. He's done. He's done.
Mike Tyson has made a bold prediction that could shake up the heavyweight division, warning Anthony Joshua that Tyson Fury's movement and ring IQ will leave him chasing a fight he simply cannot win.
I like that. You know, I love fucking Joshua. I didn't think this Tyson's too elusive. He's not gonna hit him. Listen, we keeping it honest, right? I like Joshua. I like Joshua a lot, right? He don't punch. Maybe he punch harder than what's the other guy? The black guy, Wilder. He doesn't punch faster than Wilder. If he doesn't punch faster than Wilder, he's not gonna this guy. And that's just what I see. He punches hard, but he doesn't punch fast. If Tyson Fury can get away from Wilder's fast punches, Joshua might be in trouble.
Meanwhile, Fury's next fight is officially set, and the announcement has surprised plenty of fans as he prepares to face Marius Wach in a heavyweight clash on July 24th, 2026.
Marius Wach? That's even better. Marius Wach. Hell yeah. This fight is more whack than his name, but apparently he is... Hold on, let's get his box rec up because it's pretty atrocious. This is clearly a let me just stay busy fight before he has to go and fight Anthony Joshua. Here is the box rec. He is 46. He's 39-13, and his record looks like a Christmas tree. I mean, this is just pitiful. It's pitiful. Look at all these bullshit championships, dude. The vacant Republic of Poland International Heavyweight title. Excuse me. What? What is that? The Republic of Poland International Heavyweight title. Holy fuck, I could step in and give Tyson Fury rounds. As many as this guy's gonna give him.
The matchup has left many fans disappointed, especially after Wach suffered clear defeats to Moses Itauma, while Wade Plemons believes even Usyk fighting Wilder makes more sense than this bout.
Understand it. As much as I don't agree with Alexander Usyk potentially fighting Deontay Wilder, I think the fight's ass. I don't think it'll be competitive, but I understand it because he's not looking to fight for a belt. He's not looking to get in any way near shape close to the belt because he dropped all the belts. So he's going to go fight his retirement fight, right? The last dance, fine. Even though it should be Rico Verhoeven, fine. Tyson Fury is supposed to be getting ready for Anthony Joshua, and now that all the belts are going to be up for grabs, or at least 3 of them, that one of them is going to win a world championship. They might even do that fight for a world championship. How does this get you ready for that? Why even have a fight? Real question. Why even have a fight? Unbelievable, dude. Moses Itauma wiped his feet on this guy 2 years ago.
As the debate around Usyk's decisions keeps growing, Max Kellerman looks back at the Muhammad Ali era, comparing how the heavyweight landscape has completely changed over the years.
But back then there was only 2. He was stripped of one of the belts. He fights Leon Spinks, or maybe Spinks was stripped when he gave Ali the immediate rematch instead of fighting Kenny Norton. And then Ali beats Leon Spinks in a rematch and retires as the champ, sort of, right? Or as the lineal champ. But in the meantime, since Kenny Norton didn't give his shot, one of the sanctioning bodies sanctioned him against Larry Holmes as the heavyweight. And even though Holmes wasn't the lineal champ at that point, a consensus had formed. Holmes never won the lineal title, but he really started his own lineage because it was clear he was the best heavyweight.
The debate takes another dramatic turn as Tim Bradley argues Usyk gave up his belts because he could not handle a loss, insisting he did not deserve such a decision.
He's done. He's done. He's done. Like
for sure.
he's left the sport of boxing. He's gonna fight, but he's
in the
left
business
the
of boxing?
Sport. He's in the business of boxing now.
That's a fact.
That's how I feel. So
And he was the ultimate sportsman in the sense that he fought everyone at
Exactly.
cruiserweight. He moved up to heavy. He didn't duck the smoke with anyone. As Mike said, not only did he move up in weight 20, 30 pounds, then he gave up 20, 30, 40 pounds to the best fighters in the world and still beat them. He did all that.
Yeah.
Now it's time. Now he's saying, I don't want to do it anymore.
Do you believe that he deserves to be able to do that?
hell no.
He beat Fury twice.
on.
He beat AJ twice. He beat Dubois twice.
Building on his argument, Tim Bradley believes Usyk is avoiding the risk of suffering his first professional defeat. He points out that Usyk has already faced elite opponents across multiple weight classes, yet now appears unwilling to defend his titles against dangerous challengers like Ajit Kabayel. Bradley rejects the idea that past achievements alone justify stepping aside. In his view, as long as Usyk continues fighting instead of retiring, he has a responsibility to defend every championship he holds.
This is a sport, bro. Like, do you understand that?
cleaned
Like,
it up.
these dummy down fights that they be
I
doing.
cleaned it
it's
up.
who cares? There's a guy that came up, like he came up, right? From cruiserweight all the way, built himself at heavyweight division.
Okay.
Right? And
Evander, the real
then
deal
he got an
Holyfield.
opportunity to fight the man, the Gypsy King. So what do you think Caballel's been doing? He's built himself.
Time is
Right?
coming. His time is here.
But he
now.
want to
It's here.
test himself against the great.
But the great said I'm done because I wiped out
Well,
my
if you
whole
done,
era
and
of
if,
guys.
then if you done,
He showed
then
he's done.
bye.
Okay,
We'll see you later.
he did that. He gave up
See you
all the
later.
belts. You guys have fun with them now.
Yeah,
Let you
wait,
guys
this
know
gets
I'm
to the
stepping away.
point.
Despite the criticism, talk about Usyk's final fight before retirement continues to build. Dave Allen has now shared his thoughts on who should get that farewell opportunity. While fans remain divided over Usyk's interest in facing Jon Jones, Allen believes the matchup carries no significant appeal for any reason. He says many people still call Mike Tyson the baddest man on the planet, but in his opinion, that title truly belongs to Jones. Allen argues the MMA legend has earned that reputation through his dominance and believes no fighter, past or present, deserves that label more than Jon.
The Verhoeven rematch has to happen. There's a lot of people out there who thought, Rico was robbed and he would have won the fight, and I think Usyk probably should go back and revisit that and right that wrong, and I think he would as well. The Wilder fight, I think, would be interesting. I think the four best heavyweights of this generation, Fury, Joshua, Usyk and Wilder, so he'd complete the full set if he was to watch Wilder and beat him. The Jon Jones shout is outrageous. Jon Jones is probably the hardest man that's ever lived. He's probably the hardest man that's ever walked planet Earth, ever. He's probably the baddest guy. People say Mike Tyson, but Jon Jones probably the hardest guy to ever live.
Even though Dave Allen calls Jon Jones the baddest man on the planet, he believes stepping into the ring with Usyk would be a huge mistake. Allen predicts Jones would be knocked out within 3 or 4 rounds because boxing is a completely different sport. In his view, Jones has neither the experience nor the boxing background needed to compete at that level. He even argues that Jones does not have the striking credentials that Rico Verhoeven brings into a boxing crossover. Allen believes such a loss would damage Jones' legacy and says Usyk should instead pursue a rematch with Rico.
I'm saying, so if he boxes Usyk, he's going to get himself knocked out in 2 or 3 rounds. He's not a ginormous man like Rico Verhoeven.
Right.
So when it comes to boxing, there's no chance. And why would Jon Jones ruin his mystique of being the baddest man to ever live just to get beat for a few quid in a boxing match? It'd be farcical. So I hope it's Verhoeven. Wilder, I wouldn't be unhappy about, but Jon Jones, I'm a Jon Jones fan. I think I'm a fan of his fighting ability. He's just he was unbelievable, wasn't he? I'm not a big MMA guy, but for me, arguably 1 or 2 pound for pound MMA fighters to ever live.
I agree
wholeheartedly.
At the same time, the announcement of Fury's fight with Wach has raised plenty of eyebrows, especially since it comes just one day before Joshua faces Derek Chisora Prenga on July 25th. Many have questioned why Fury needs another tune-up after already facing Arslanbek Makhmudov. Still, with both heavyweight stars returning on back-to-back dates, fans cannot ignore the growing feeling that everything is falling into place for the long-awaited Fury versus Joshua showdown.
He's fighting another. So we're getting. The nice thing about it is the fights line up. It's going to be Tyson on the 24th, and it's going to be. Oh, they're going to be back to back actually. 25th, right? AJ's the 25th against Christian Prenga. So at the very least, we can't say that the dates, the schedules, all that stuff and more do not line up. So there you have it. Tyson Fury has a fight. It's a weird one.
Elephant.
Some might call it that.
Before the long-awaited showdown between Fury and Joshua can happen, the latest developments have already sparked major controversy. Fury choosing a second tune-up has raised serious questions about his current condition, while also damaging the sport's credibility in the eyes of many fans. Wade Plemons believes these kinds of matchups are hurting boxing, especially with Fury facing an opponent many think Jake Paul could have fought. He also criticized Joshua's decision to face Prenga, arguing that both heavyweight stars should be taking meaningful fights instead of low-risk contests that fail to excite fans.
How are we supposed to take the sport of boxing seriously? Genuine question. How are we supposed to do that? When you have shit like this going on, you're playing touch button apart with Marius Wach. You got, no offense to the guy that Anthony Joshua's fighting, but who the fuck is Prenga? Even if he is 21-1 with 20 knockouts or 21 knockouts, who the fuck is that? Why are we doing this? Tune-up fight this, tune-up fight that. This is Tyson's second tune-up. No need for it. Completely and utterly embarrassing. Apparently, this is, someone said unmasked.
Now, Fury's fight with Wach is being viewed by some as a possible obstacle to the long-awaited clash with Joshua. Many fans find it embarrassing that Fury is taking another tune-up just to make sure he is ready, especially this late in his career. Wade Plemons believes the risk is far greater than people realize because one bad night could ruin everything. He even admitted he would love to see Wach shock the boxing world by outboxing, hurting, and stopping Fury, preventing the massive showdown with Joshua from ever becoming reality.
This is the stuff that makes me hope that Tyson and AJ doesn't happen. I hope this dude knocks Tyson out cold. We want Marius Wach to whack Tyson upside his head, bro. Because what is this? There's just no reason for it. There was no real reason other than, AJ wanted to have one after he got in the car wreck. I get it. But this one especially, there's just no reason. No reason to have it happen. And boxing will absolutely deserve it. And I'm going to say this now. The sport will absolutely deserve it if Tyson goes in there and gets hurt. Again, I'm not hoping for this, but boxing will deserve it. If he gets hurt or if he gets stopped or loses in some way, boxing did it to themselves because you sat here and you told us this was the next fight. AJ Fury. AJ has to go get a run-up because he needs to get back in fighting shape, I guess. Okay.
Another major talking point surrounding the long-awaited showdown between Joshua and Fury is where the fight will take place. Reports suggesting Las Vegas as the host have not gone down well with Carl Froch, who believes the idea is a complete joke. According to him, it would be unfair to British boxing fans because both heavyweights built their careers with massive support in the United Kingdom. At the same time, fresh speculation has emerged that after Usyk vacated his titles, the blockbuster clash could now be contested for championship belts.
There's no definite guarantees, nobody's announced anything, but all the noise around this fight now leans towards the fight happening in the States, and I've got to be honest, that is an absolute piss take, and I'm swearing because it's out of order. The British fans are getting absolutely shafted, but this is allegedly the biggest fight in British boxing history. You've got Ben Eubank, you've got me and Groves, and me and Eddie Hearn had it often. We had an argument or a civil chat about what's the biggest fight in British boxing history. This fight now between AJ and Fury might be for one of the vacant titles. It might be the WBC, it might be the IBF. No, it won't be the BC. It might be the IBF or the WBA. that gives it a bit more credence in America, because don't forget the Americans will look at AJ and say, okay, he got...
As negotiations around the Fury and Joshua fight continue, the latest meeting between Eddie Hearn and Turki Al-Sheikh has only fueled more speculation. The deeper the story goes, the more complicated and suspicious it appears, leaving many wondering if something bigger is happening behind the scenes. Ariel Helwani pointed to a tweet from Turki that originally included the name Zuffa before it was later edited. He also noticed that Dana White was missing from the photo with Hearn. Even more interesting, Zuffa executive Nick Khan appeared in a separate photo from the same location, making the entire situation look far more intriguing than first believed.
All the way to the left, that individual does not look familiar. Anyway, that's the original tweet from Turki. The next tweet is one in which it was edited and the word Zuffa was taken out for some reason. Now, was the word Zuffa taken out? You see edited there at 547. Was it edited? Was it taken out because there is no Zuffa presence in this picture right here? Well, later, we see this. And this is obviously Nick Khan, who is one of the top dogs at TKO, president of WWE, one of the top dogs at Zuffa Boxing.
While the latest developments have created plenty of confusion around Fury versus Joshua, they have also sparked a different theory. Many believe this fight was never able to be put together by Turki Al-Sheikh or Eddie Hearn alone, and that the growing links to Dana White and Zuffa could be the real reason it is finally happening. That possibility has led many to question earlier claims that neither Dana nor Zuffa would be involved. With White expected to promote major boxing events under the new banner, some believe this blockbuster could become the perfect launch to give Zuffa one of the biggest fights in boxing history.
Heard of this report, it's just like flabbergasted, but kind of not, because it's a power move. I feel like Turki and Dana are just saying, look what we can do. Like, this doesn't make sense. This fight belongs in Wembley, but we can put it in Vegas, and we can just flip the bird to you, Eddie Hearn, and Frank Warren. The fight that has 100% belongs at a UK, most notably Wembley. But on the flip side of things, I have people in my mentions saying, well, Eddie and Frank had 10 years to make this fight, and they failed. So now it's in the hands of someone that is going to make it happen, and therefore they can choose wherever, what day, where it's going to be.
As the latest developments around the Joshua and Fury fight continue, questions are now being raised about how much control both heavyweights really have over the biggest decisions. Many analysts believe they have enough influence to decide where this blockbuster should take place, because it is a fight no promoter can afford to lose. Chris Algieri points to the location as a crucial issue, arguing that the fan base should come first. He believes if Joshua and Fury do not push to stage the event in the United Kingdom, they would be letting down the loyal supporters who helped build their careers.
Where you fight. And fighters, especially guys like Tyson and AJ, have a lot of power to decide on these kind of things. So I think you're right. I think they should actually step up and be like, we got to give this.
I'm sure they want it there.
Of course. But I don't know, because AJ had such a good time in Miami. You know, people loved him here. People have always loved Tyson here. We saw him at the White House UFC card over the weekend, and he was like really pumping up being around and enjoying it. So maybe not. Maybe they both see a reason to be in the States, and maybe they don't really have a say in it. And I was like, oh, it's going to be in America. You know, Tyson's going to do his thing to sell it over there. But I agree with you. It's just not going to sell the same here at all.
No, there's not as much clamoring for it here. It would do well, and I do think people will travel over, like from the UK.
Despite all the obstacles surrounding the fight, Fury versus Joshua continues to generate huge predictions from some of boxing's biggest names. Mike Tyson has already backed Fury because of his movement and ability to avoid clean shots. Adding to the debate, Amir Khan explained why this fight is so important for Joshua and revealed that he still believes Joshua can become the undisputed heavyweight champion. It is a vision Usyk has also spoken about, hoping to see the division completed by 2027. While some believe Joshua can achieve it, many others continue to favor Fury for the very reasons Tyson highlighted.
I think he's got what it takes to become that world champion and the best fighter in the world, as long as he stays focused and he sticks to his game. There's a lot of big names still out there in the heavyweight division, and the heavyweight division is one of the renowned divisions in the world, and he's proven himself, but I still think he's got a lot to do yet. And to prove that he is the #1 in the world, because you've got the likes of Fury, you've got the likes of Wilder, there's so many great fighters out there. So it's going to be a tough couple of years for AJ to prove that he's the best out there.
Yeah, if Joshua and Fury were to fight, it's going to be a tough one. But to be honest, I probably fancy Fury. I fancy Fury because I think that he has more dimensions. You know, I'm not calling Joshua one-dimensional, but what I'm saying is with Fury.
Adding his perspective, David Price gave an honest assessment of Fury versus Joshua. He believes both heavyweight stars are well past their prime, and neither has looked at their best in recent fights. However, Price sees Joshua as the more vulnerable fighter right now because of his knockout loss to Daniel Dubois. In contrast, Fury pushed Usyk in 2 highly competitive fights, showing he can still perform at the highest level. For Price, that difference gives Fury a slight edge heading into what could be boxing's biggest showdown.
As good as he wants to, so it depends who's digressed more than the other, and I think Joshua has, because he's been knocked out by Daniel Dubois. That takes more out here than Tyson Fury losing on points to Alexander Usyk in a really close fight. I think Joshua's a little bit more damaged, but that being said, that kind of thing doesn't really affect Andy Joshua because he's strong up there, he'll brush it off, but I think he's digressing more than on the slide a bit more than Tyson Fury.
From shocking predictions to rising controversy and heavyweight drama at every turn, the stage is now set for one of boxing's most talked about showdowns in years. But with every new twist, the big question only gets louder: who really comes out on top when Fury and Joshua finally collide? If you are following every update, every prediction, and every breakdown leading to this mega fight, stay locked in and don't miss what happens next. Subscribe now, hit the bell, and join the conversation, because the biggest moments are still ahead.